Might have to,
One of the things that you will notice is it's considerably larger
right
than some
over
of the
here.
other boats. This boat's in excess of 20 feet long, probably 2,500 to 3,000 pounds. And if he has trouble with this kind of water, then we will not run other boats. But this is a test. This is to make sure that the boat is running correctly. They had some balance issues, made some major changes to the boat, and hopefully everything is working the way we need. Mark Evans just cruising up the back chute right now, getting down here to turn 2.
Sounds like he's got it like halfway, like 50%.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mark Evans. Going down into turn 1. If you face the course from the west side of the river, turn 1 is on the south end, the lower end of the river. We're making another right turn headed back to the dock. We'll hear from him in a minute. Black flag on the course. Figure out what our decision is. I have a feeling I know, but we'll wait on people call. I'm going to take leave of you for a minute or two while I
There.
put on my sweatshirt, little cool out here.
They said there's.
I think I'm going to reposition and be back down a little bit more confident. Recharge down here, but I don't think that's going to be the nicest wind today with the wind. So we'll sort through that. We'll be back shortly. Hang on, we got a slew of boats down there. Approximately 20 hydroplanes, flat bottoms down there. A little bit later today, about noon, we will have tents will be open for folks to go through and tour. Hopefully the people will be there so they can put some young folks in the cockpit. And that doesn't mean mom and dad couldn't get in the cockpit, but you just need to be young for it and really interested. Go on in and take a look at that point. Just make sure you have closed toe shoes on. Just for safety reasons. But, I will be back with you as soon as I can give you a little more information, hopefully just a few minutes now.
There's a black flag, which means there's too much wind. So they're going to take a break for a little bit. And then I'll bring you guys back in too after the break's done. Or we might go to the other end of the park over there and check out that circus. Yeah, let's do that.
Going for a test, they're going to break 1 lap each, come back to the dock, and at that point then we'll reassess everything. But they're in the water already, so we're going to do that and let them do a quick test to make sure that the boat turns the right direction, the engine runs, and they're not burning. We'll be back with you in a moment.
Still too windy. Alright, that was the first boat taking their first test run. I'm going to come back to this. It just announced there's a green flag for a test.
All right, that is Dan Surface, just a tad more. Boat that came from my shop a number of years ago, gone through a couple of different hands since then. Dan's had it about 3 years. did a total rebuild and restoration on the boat. Very famous boat up in Canada, especially, and East Coast. Uh, Ran as a 280 and eventually ended up as a 5 liter 305 Chevy. Small block Chevy in the boat right now.
What?
And it is
305
it
small
stands
block Chevy in the boat? They do have car engines.
Right. Our second boat coming out. Mike Curry, former race director here, gentleman that was responsible for getting this race started back 4 years ago. Ran it the first year, then Steve and Stephanie Aaron stepped in and they worked together for a year. And then Mike was kind of stepping back out last year, and we had some change in leadership, and so everybody stepped away. Kyle Davenport, as Commodore of the club, stepped in. So Aaron Olson putting together on the water action. It is a rebuild.
Oh, there's the green
and,
flag.
You look now south of the course, look right at the course. You can see
It's underneath that guy.
main thing right now, make sure these boats
Next to the flag.
steer, move forward, don't go backwards. We've seen that in the past, not many, many years, but it does happen. Dan Surface coming around right now. He's got to be grinning. I know he doesn't like the water, but he's got to be happy with the chance to get out there with that boat. But it looks like all systems are go. They're good. Well, as you can see, when he puts his foot into a little bit, it does start to spool up, accelerate. That's always a good sign. Dan will go down and make the hard right to the beach. Mike Curry coming around right now with Mike out in Wallsford, Washington. And the Gladiator.
The Gladiator.
Boat fairly owned by Mr. Alvarez. We only had 3 Gladiators. This was number 2. Originally done in red and white in this configuration. It looks good. Redone this time in honor of Mike's college, University of Washington, and also the school that Al Curtis graduated from. Done up as in the same scheme, but blue and gold, purple and gold for the Muskie colors. So red and white. And I understand that some of the Curtis family will be here this weekend. I hope so. Hope to get to meet them, talk with Jody again, and say hi. Some great people. Al Curtis, one of the hard chargers we've had over the years. So great to see the boat back. It came through my shop here a couple of years ago.
Yeah, great commentator.
Bernie Porter and
I think he's on the
Manson
boat.
came to us, went to Jerry Hicks, and Jerry and I did a bunch of work on it, kind of moving towards getting it ready to go. And then another boat became available, the copycat. Okay, got a third boat for this bunch going in. That is the Sun Up.
Sun up.
Mark is at the wheel of that boat right now. I've got to look up. I just met Mike this morning. He was also out of Fallsville. And that is a boat that Mike Curry owned. I helped Mike get that boat. Gentleman out of Mukilteo, Washington. Mike had it for a few years, sold it to a big roofing contractor. He was working on his home, and Mark's getting real initiation out there. He's finding out just how rough it is. Mark, an old drag race guy. Like I say, as I get a chance, I'm trying to get to my paperwork, but the wind is kind of precluding that. All right, Mark coming through the turn down here. Just talking with David Dodge, our risk manager, and also the gentleman that set up all our sound system. I want to say thank you for that.
Thank you.
This is they're putting on these events is a huge undertaking, and special thank you to everyone that's involved in that.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, we are going to be on hold after this as the flag light comes out. Mark will be back to the dock momentarily,
Black
and I
flag.
will do what I started to a few minutes ago. As soon as I get the go ahead, we'll start back up and.
I don't know. Waters are kind of choppy.
All right. We need our driver's rep to
A little
make
bit
sure Mark
choppy.
knows he went inside of
A little bit
the buoy
choppy.
out there. Just want to make sure we always keep the orange on the left and we have yellow on the right. We have inside course markers, outside course markers. We will address that